Welcome back to the One Step Journey podcast, episode 19.
19.
We are back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this week's episode and taking another step with us on our journey, but more importantly, your journey. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Love that.
As you guys can see, we're live on Twitch. We have a special guest here today.
We have a very special guest.
Wow.
Very special guest. This is very much long awaited.
Yes. And it's no longer waiting. We have the one and only Lucas.
Big
here.
Luke.
Big
Thank
Luke.
you guys.
Shout
Big
out
Luke.
Luke. Welcome.
Shout out
Thank
Welcome.
you guys.
Oh man.
My brother Luke.
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Feeling good. We just
Yeah?
did a good leg session
Just hit a very good leg session.
after a week.
Queasy.
Queasy.
Whoa.
Legs are already trembling.
Yeah.
That Vasa is an absolute zoo.
It's a zoo.
Every time that I go there,
Really?
Yeah,
it's
it's pretty
unbelievably packed.
Is it the same size as the one in
It's a
Wheaton?
little bit bigger than the
a
one
little
in
bit
Wheaton.
bigger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's just
Very
over.
spread out, but dude, there's always a clusterfuck of people.
Like every time you've gone.
Every time that I've gone there,
Okay.
even when I hit a morning session, it's pretty crowded.
Really.
Today that was pretty bad though.
Yeah.
So a lot of people
Holiday
are
week.
moving.
We went in at like around like what 10 a.m. and we walked inside and I looked at him. I was like, bro, what the fuck? There's no way we're gonna get a squat rack. There's no way we're getting any of this kind of stuff.
Nothing. Dang. So Vasa's really
It's
exploding.
jumping, dude. I swear, the first time that we went, it was like a Monday or Tuesday. Remember, after I just moved in and we went there and we did chest, and there was easily like hundreds of people there.
Wow.
Remember, we went at like 6
one in
p.m.
Wheaton, and
and
it
it was
just opened up.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. I mean, much respect to
I love it.
all the gym goers.
Like Vasa, there's good people.
Yeah.
Always, building communities everywhere we go.
Yeah, always, dude, which is fantastic.
In due time, meeting people.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
love
we're
that.
here, man. We're here. We're back. We're charged up. I've been wanting to get him on the pod for a while. We're standing there hitting RDLs on the turf. I'm like, yo, Colton's on the way. You're coming on the pod.
Yeah. There
You're
was no
coming on the pod.
non-negotiable. You
There was
gotta go.
non-negotiable.
I
You
had
had
no
to
choice.
You're
Just
already out here.
put him
you know
right
what I
down into it. And
Yeah.
I feel like, honestly, with everything that we're about to dive into, like you had talked about, you can use the one in my room if you want.
Yeah.
But it's not the first time doing an episode on this couch.
No, this is not. This is the second time.
This is the second time.
And we'll save some of the irony for later, but I think what we're going to talk about today we touched on previously on the episode we had
on this couch. Also, this is the very first episode at the new spot.
Yes, big shout out to the new spot.
The new digs. Big shout out. The new spot.
Big shout out.
No, I'm serious. Big shout out. This dude this guy fucking. We'll touch on it. Why I love this guy so much, man. But
Yeah.
He helped me so much.
Well, I can start it off. We can talk about how we met.
Yeah, bro. He helped me so much, bro. Moving in here.
Dude,
Yeah.
Shout
and
out to
you
this guy right
guys-
here, bro.
Hell yeah.
Fuck,
He's
let's
helped
go.
me through a lot of things. We met a year and a half ago, 2
It
years
was
ago.
about 2 years ago, I think.
2 years ago at
Where
Signature Fitness.
Signature Fitness.
The funny thing is, I was like, at the time, I was going through whatever I was going through, and I'm hitting bench, and I at the gym there wasn't many people that would, I guess not outlift me, but I was
Just
lifting
tossing weight
heavy weight,
around,
tossing
yeah.
weight around, right? And I see this guy. He comes up. He asks me. He's like, "Yo, can I use your bench? It's kind of mine's kind of slippery." And I'm like, "Yeah, you can use it." Like,
And I probably said it exactly like that.
I'm like,
too.
"Yeah, you
yo,
can
mine's
use
kinda
it."
slick.
He's like, "Do you mind if I put my jacket here, my sweat jacket?" I'm like, "No, go ahead. You do whatever you want."
Yeah.
So I let him use it. He's like, "Yo, can you spot me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes up and grabs the 115s. I'm like, "Oh shit, this guy." I'm like, I don't know who he is, but
This
he's
guy,
strong
I
as
don't know
fuck.
who the fuck he
He's strong
is.
as fuck. And he hits 115s for like 10 easy, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this guy's a real deal." Like he's
Probably in
the
a
one.
baggy ass hoodie too. So you're like,
Baggy
who
ass
the,
hoodie.
Probably
who the
was,
fuck is
yeah.
this guy, man?
And that same day, I was doing pec flies, and he comes up. He's like, "Yo, he's calling me like an animal." He's like, "I see
You're
you're
a fucking
dedicated.
animal. Yeah, I see
You're in
you
here working all the
time.
time." He's like, "Can
Yeah.
we work in?" I'm like, "Yeah." And we had like a little conversation there, and I think like either the next day or the day after, we're doing back. He's like, "Yo, let's hit a back workout."
Yeah.
I'm like, and then after that, bro, it was
The rest is history.
yeah.
That's how it is, man.
It's crazy, but going back to what you just said with the gym community,
It's
kinda
always
where
about
you guys
building a
met,
community,
right?
bro.
Which
That's
is
where we
awesome.
met.
What's weird with you, bro? Not weird, but a good thing about you is he's so consistent with friendships, right? All of his relationships, he puts so much effort in, regardless of who it is, right?
Yeah.
So when he was reaching out to me, like I was going through what I was going through, and he would reach out consistently, right? Like, "Yo, let's work out. Let's do
work
this." And I'm
out,
like,
let's
and I
whatever.
found it weird. I'm like, why does this dude want to be my friend, right? But
yeah.
you've always been that way, bro. So
Yeah. Oh, shout out to you, brother.
Big shout out to Kepi. That's what I'm hearing, man. Big
Yeah.
shout out to Kepi.
No.
he's a
but-
good dude.
A great dude, man.
Nah, dude, I recognize, bro, like I fucked with you from the minute one, and I don't want this to be like a glaze session or like us to start getting emotional, but
Yeah.
we definitely clicked very fast. And like one of the biggest things, man, that I respected is like, no matter what, the second time that I hit you up, the first time we worked out, like you never bitched, you never complained. We just got after it.
Just
Again,
work.
like that's something that I respect and I admire. And like, no matter what it is, bro, like you always give me 100% in the gym. Like that motivates me. You push me. Like that's why I always tell everybody, like, this is my trainer.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he pushes me, right?
This is your trainer.
Whether you're physically my trainer, like guiding the workouts or not, like you push me.
Right.
So like in essence, you're my trainer because you motivate me to be better, a better version of myself, and it's always been that.
And
since
that
day
goes
one,
in
brother.
every avenue of life, right?
In every avenue.
In the
of
gym,
life,
if you're
brother.
giving 100%, you give. It goes elsewhere, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I'm curious. So you guys obviously met in the gym. You guys had, you're his trainer, right? And I'm sure I know you guys push each other.
Of course, you can tell.
Right, but within the last 2 years, like what's one thing that you've learned, from Jeffrey, whether it's in the gym or outside of the gym? Like what's one thing that maybe has resonated with you?
It's not always just jokes, right? We always try.
I know.
Have some deep conversations too.
It's definitely. I would say the first thing that comes to my head is keeping. Because I'm not good with keeping relationship wise. It's like keeping the like what matters and keeping a consistent effort, regardless if it's a friendship or relationship with your family and stuff. But it's always good to reach out because everyone's going through shit, right? And he I don't know if, when I told you what I was going through, but I don't know if you saw it or whatever, but he kept reaching out like fucking, every couple days, whether it's like a weekend, he'd always reach out. So I think from what I took from you is keeping that consistency with relationships and always reaching out and because that's relationships at the end of the day is where it matters, right?
That's it.
Anything else doesn't matter. That's where like relationships bring happiness, like peace, and
totally
Family and friends is all that matter.
It really is,
at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Work's fine, but you can keep get more pay at work, whatever the case is, but relationships is what matters at the end of the day.
I feel like this is about to be kind of an emotional podcast.
No, I'm sensing that too, and
I feel like this is about to get pretty heavy, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like the number one thing, dude, that I want you to know, I've known you for 2 years, man, and it's always gonna be love till it's backwards, is that you're worthy.
Yeah. No, you too, bro.
all
And I know
aspects,
you and
bro.
I struggle with that too sometimes.
You're worthy, brother.
Yeah.
For everything, dog.
dude, totally, man. And but there's a reason why you guys met, right? Like I always look at the silver lining and the different perspectives on life. And there's a reason why you guys met. And there's a reason why he's reaching out to you when he did in that situation you were going through. And maybe we'll get to that at some point. But it's I think it is important because whenever we get connected, there's always that positive energy.
Right.
He's always there
love,
checking out.
bro,
That's all that
always.
it is, man. So I think the power of relationships surpasses anything in life.
Yeah.
Right? Like your people, your friends, your family. Like those are the things that are important because people will never forget how you made them feel.
Yeah.
Never.
They'll never forget.
They'll
Yes,
never
they'll
forget. And that's the most important thing in life that anyone can accomplish, in my opinion. I think that's more powerful than making $1 million or none of that material things don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
bro.
matter.
They don't remember the jersey that you're wearing, right? they don't remember your crib or the car or whatever. They always remember how you made them feel, and that's something I'm big on, bros. Is always just treating people with love.
Back to your point, that's another thing too. He's trying to make me be more outgoing, and just give people compliments because at the end of the day, it makes you feel good too.
It does, dude.
And he does it all the time too.
I think honestly, the biggest thing as men is just being there for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Completely.
Like that's like telling you I'm proud of you, I love you, showing affection, and like being able to create a vulnerable and a safe space.
Totally.
Because I know there's been countless times where we've been out getting wings or whatever it is, and it's like something's weighing on his chest or something's weighing on my chest. Like it's a safe space.
Totally.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to though.
It doesn't help to bottle it up.
No, it doesn't, man. It doesn't.
Especially as men, we carry so much pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you just have to be able to create that space. Brotherhood is
important.
It's important.
It's
Very
everything,
important.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you guys had met, right? I know you guys touched a little bit on that. I mean, did you realize that you needed someone like Jeffrey at that time, or
Man,
no?
I don't know, man. It was, and I think about it too sometimes. I'm like, dude, if this guy didn't come in my life, sometimes it'd be like, because at the time I really had nobody to. I had my family, right? But I can't delve into some of the shit I was going through with them.
Sure.
So, and I don't know if we talked about it. It was like,
It's always something with family. What are you talking about?
no, like like I think
like
we talked about
communicating with them about things that happen.
Like at
right?
the time, and I think we talked about it like a year after or something like that. Like
Yeah.
there's a reason why you came into my life, right? There's a reason why like you were consistent with the friendship.
Yeah.
Right. Which I didn't realize until a
Yeah.
year later. We talked about it like I think a little bit. I don't remember exactly what we said, but it was something along the lines like, if you didn't come into my life, dude, I don't know, bro. I'd be
Who
like,
knows?
Who
Shout out
knows?
to Miyako in the chat as well too. Sorry guys if we're doing some sidebar stuff.
love that.
We got the chat from Twitch up.
Yeah.
But what it was, bro, is like there was a certain point where I was like, do I want to fuck with this guy? Because I got his number and then I saw the text come up green on my phone.
Ooh.
That's the one
biggest-
thing.
that's
That's
the
the one
biggest-
thing that I'll say about him.
get that all the
He's really.
He's got an Android. He's
Yeah.
a robot.
Dang.
No, but I
we
always
need to stop.
I always throw that joke at him. But in all seriousness, right? So like he's kind of downplaying it. So we obviously met at the gym, got his number. I was like, yo, like let's work out, right? And then like little does he know, like the next day I'm texting him like, yo, are we gonna lift?
Yeah.
Right? Because we're at Signature, and then we ran into each other. Then we ended up hitting back, ended up hitting legs, like the whole nine, and we just kind of clicked. And then it was just like, I don't know what it was. It was like, one of those things like when you meet somebody, right? I felt like I had known him for years.
100. Dude, I know exactly what you mean.
I felt like I'd known him for years, but I was
Just
like, dude, I
clicks.
just met him a couple of days ago. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I was like, he's telling me all this kind of stuff. Like, I don't really like have friends to hang out with or people to talk to, and it's like it's not making sense to me because I'm like, this is a quality fucking dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, now you do.
Right.
Now you got people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you got me forever. So I don't know.
Well, I think having that too, like, you kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, kind of having maybe some of that confidence piece and feeling that we all want to feel worthy, but like one thing I learned about Jeffrey is that he's gonna put other people first before him,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that the role should be reversed, right? Putting yourself first
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah.
but that's
It's
also
something I struggle with.
No, I'm the same way too. I mean, I'll be the first to admit it. I'm really working on that too, because there's times in our relationship it's like it's tricky, but you just have to acknowledge that and keep working towards that. But that's a credit to you though, and I think that's why you guys click so quickly.
Yeah.
That's just without knowing, being there when you guys have met, because we met this year. I think earlier this year. I know we hit a lift.
We did a workout at Vasa probably towards beginning of the year.
Yeah, it was
Right after
when
it
they
opened, like
just
in
opened.
January.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was the first time we had
That's
met.
like 8 months ago, bro. Which is fucking
Dude,
crazy.
God, that is
I
actually
know.
really insane when you actually think about that. I was gonna say like 5 months ago, but no, it's
That was
8
in
months ago.
January. They opened like right around the new year.
Bro, 9 months ago it's September. What are we talking about?
Yeah, damn.
Holy
Literally
shit.
about 9 months ago is when you guys all met, and that was
Yeah.
when I had like my ribs hurt.
Yes,
remember?
dude, I remember
and I
that.
was like struggling to do the
I
back
remember
rows,
those,
like the
yeah.
first workout. Yes,
It's tough,
it's always
dude.
something, right?
It is
Fuck, we're
always
getting
something,
older.
but we push through.
Yeah,
We push through, man. So
I think honestly, what it is though is like, I feel like I've been blessed with ethnography, which is like being able to get a good sense on like who people are like at their core, and like I just knew from the jump he was a solid guy. So like I'm always gonna gravitate towards like good quality people,
Yeah.
right? Like it's all love. We can make jokes and things of that nature, but like who are you as a person?
At the
And
end
I'm
of the
not
day.
like sitting here saying like any of us are perfect. Like trust me, none of us are perfect. I'm
We
the
all
first to
hit-
tell
yeah,
you I'm
imperfections
not,
for sure.
No.
right? But it's all about who do you strive to be? Do you want to lift people up around you? Do you want to inspire, motivate, and be a quality person and strive to be better than we were yesterday? And I think all three of us sitting here on the couch can say yes to that.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like that's what I want to gravitate towards. That's who I want to be around. So like of course I'm gonna water the flowers, bro. Like
Yeah. Every day.
We always talk about it. I'd rather have 5 or 6 extremely quality friends like you guys who I know that I can call, right, than have a million acquaintances that wouldn't give a rat's ass.
Yeah. Right. And that's I think maturing too, realizing that as well.
Yeah.
Because when we were younger, I mean, in college, I wanted to be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
We all do, right? It's just like life of the party, kind of hang out with people.
It's like that dopamine hit,
It totally is, man.
right?
But then when you realize what the right dopamine hits are, it changes that whole perspective and outlook and everything.
No, 100%.
It's just crazy. So, but dude, I would love to, if we can kind of maybe transition here a little bit. I know that at the very beginning, we're talking about when you guys had met, there were some things that you were going through, and I would love to give a little substance and context onto that, just for our listeners and everything too. If
because people can relate to
People
it.
are gonna
Dude,
relate
totally,
to this.
man.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, I was in a relationship for going on when I moved down here. I'd say it's actually been 3 years now, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Dang.
Time flies.
But we were together for 7 or so years, and
it's a long time, bro.
it was a very long time. And we got a house together down here. I pretty much packed up all my stuff and moved out of my parents, and it was kind of an impulsive buy, right? I mean, we were looking for houses, but it was kind of impulsive, and it was just like, I'll just buy the house, right? So I bought the house, and I went through for like a full year of just finding out things that weren't, like cheating allegations, just all this shit. And eventually she left me after a year of me trying to fix, I guess,
to work through what you guys were
keeping
going
the
through.
relationship, even though it just wasn't, with everything, it just wasn't working. So, and then after that, it's like I felt so alone, right? At that time, you feel so alone, and you feel like nobody's ever you're never going to be good enough at that point, right? So, and that's kind of, and I think maybe a couple months after that is when, maybe even a month is when like you came into my life, right?
Yeah.
And we're like,
wow,
going through that shit, and it was nobody knows, right? Nobody ever knows what you're going through at the time. But that's for sure been the hardest thing, I think as a man I've had to go through, regardless of losing. I mean, I can even compare it to like losing my grandparents or losing family members. The heartbreak is something that can really take a toll mentally, like forever. It's like a very hard thing to go through. So I went through that pretty much alone. Had you, obviously, thank God, but I went through that, and then she eventually came back. And of course, you should never take somebody back after they show you show the true colors.
Yeah, I've been there.
And I think a lot of us have. And I was like, I was trying to make it work. I was like, yeah, I'll take you back, and we can work through things. And then it happened all over again. It's like this history repeats itself.
It's a vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle you keep going through.
Yeah.
And now here I am today, going through building myself, trying to be a better person, trying to, like what we're talking about, feel like we're worthy enough, right? And that's still a journey that I think, like I said, one step at a time, right? That we're all still trying to go through. I think a lot of people are too, in a way. But yeah, it's something that it's definitely not easy. I think it's one of the hardest things that people can go through.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can relate to that too.
I think everybody on here can relate to that. And the crazy thing about it, right? Like no pun intended, it's a journey.
It is a journey, and
it's a marathon. And unfortunately, I think it's something as men. After getting your heart shattered, I don't know if we ever bounce back. 100%. I don't think you can ever bounce back to 100%.
But the one piece of advice that he gave me, which I was like, holy fuck, that's like the best piece of it. He said, you said something along the lines like, I've been in a room, right? Like with like walls and shit. And I've never opened the door, right? I just kept walking around in circles in the same room.
Yeah. You don't know what else is out there unless you
don't
open
know
that
what's
door.
on the other side. And I was so scared to open it, right? And I just kept walking around, like same room, fucking doing the same thing, right?
For 7 years.
And he's like, and then he told me like, you finally open the door. And then you walk through, and then you're like, you see how beautiful it is, right? You see it's so nice on the other side, right? And there's so much opportunity, right? After the fact, after you walk through that, take that one step, and go through the door, and I was like, damn, dude, you're right. Like that's.
But it's hard when you've only been in that room for so long.
Yeah, you get comfortable.
And you've become so comfortable.
So comfortable.
You have that couch, you have the TV, you're set up, right? Whatever it is, and like although you need to leave that room, you're like, I've been here for so long, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, kind of with that analogy is like you might open that door, and you might not like what you see on the other side of it, but you can just keep walking. Right. But like, you're never going to know what else is out there, and not even necessarily just in a relationship, right? Like leaving your job and doing a next chapter or moving and trying something different or whatever it is. Like you never know unless you try it.
Yeah.
Right. And the amazing thing is about this life, right, is like you can adapt and you can roll with things. You can start a new career, right? Like you can find a different group of friends, right? That might be a little bit more fruitful to you. You can get a new relationship. You can get a new job, whatever it is. Like, you just have to go out there and try.
Yeah.
But it's a lot easier said than done, because I think sometimes the hardest thing to do is opening that door.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I think even just loving yourself again too.
That's the biggest thing.
That's
we've had a lot of talks about that.
That's hard.
That's the number one thing, because the irony here, when we first recorded an episode on this podcast, we talked about sticky relationships. And I shared my relationship before I met Christina with the last girl I was with. And I feel you when you went through the heartbreak, because mine happened during COVID. Right. So the whole shutdown happened. She broke up with me. I was lost. I didn't know what the hell to do. You couldn't go anywhere. You're at your house. You can't do anything.
You're stuck in the room, literally.
Literally stuck in the room. You can't do anything. So it's like, I feel that when you went through that. But fast forward 4 years later, I mean,
which is crazy.
Found my future wife. Yeah. I mean, everything worked out the way it does. And like, we were kind of in like similar boats. So it just kind of worked out how things worked out the way they did. But you just have to just keep going. But the one thing I did though, is I love myself. I took a solo trip. I went on bike rides. I started reading more, learning how to invest, like setting up my future self, be more like open to connections on either LinkedIn and just networking with people, because it led to so many opportunities to where I am now because I invested in myself. Yeah. So that's my advice to you with where you're at. Just continue to love yourself every single day, and when the time is right, it's all gonna work out. I promise you. Even both of you. I mean, it's gonna happen, man.
I absolutely love that, dude. Like not only do I love Crosstown for the wings, but we've had so many
Crosstown
so many fruitful conversations. Yeah. And Crow Magan, what are you talking about? We're talking about overcoming heartbreak and just overcoming tough obstacles and
in life.
Just trying to become the better versions that we are in our, of itself. And something that goes back to Crosstown is we've had a lot of fruitful conversations there. And I remember one night we're sitting there, we had already been eating wings, but we're talking for like an hour, and he's like, dude, like, I don't know. Like it just seems so dark right now. I don't know what else is going to be out there and all that kind of stuff. And I said, the number one thing you need to do is work on yourself. Love yourself. Get back in the gym. Dive deep into work. Get outside. Fall in love with who you are as a person. And then that's going to attract other people around you who are going to love you for you. Yeah. Right? But it's hard, though. It's a journey. It's a continuous thing.
Dude, and for sure, it is. And I think to piggyback off that, if you want an easy life, you got to go through hard stuff.
Yep.
You have to, man. Like,
it's what makes you, right?
What's that?
I said what makes you.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's supposed to happen. Like, that's what, like, we have to go through this. So, I mean, in the moment, you don't realize it. Like, dude, this fucking sucks, man. But if you change that perspective and you're like, okay, this fucking sucks. I need to go through this. There's a reason this is happening. The storm's going to be over soon. Why is this happening? Right? And then you can develop a plan of what you need to do to get to where you said, to keep building yourself, working on yourself every single day, getting out in the sun, going for the workouts, right? Getting in the cold tubs, right? Eventually we'll get you in there. But
you did a couple last time.
Yeah, well,
not when it's negative 10 degrees. And
we'll get you in.
We'll get you in there for sure. But I mean, I think just the message that I want to give is that, we have to go through those hardships, and the more you embrace it, the easier things become. Yeah. Because it's so easy to just want to just sit inside all day and just do nothing and just let life happen to you, as opposed to enjoying life. Like, take on life.
You can transfer that energy somewhere else too. The thing too that I've learned, one of the probably the biggest things is don't shut out the feelings you're feeling in the moment. Don't shut them out.
You have to go through it.
Regardless, just sit there. I don't care if you have to cry for an hour. You need to feel whatever you're feeling. Don't turn to liquor, right? I know a lot of people turn to drugs or some form of substance.
It's easy.
That's the easy way out, but you just have to sit there and feel.
To numb the pain.
Feel everything. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is, right?
You have to feel it.
Yeah.
Have you guys have heard of the story of the cows and the buffalo?
I have heard this.
Right?
Yep.
I know I'm going to botch it, right? But it's one of the craziest things that I've heard on TikTok, which is so true. Right? So say you're out in an open field. You have cows and you have buffaloes. And there's a crazy, crazy storm coming. I'm talking like torrential downpour, 40-mile-an-hour
tornadoes
winds,
maybe coming.
Tornadoes and everything are coming through, right? And like we're walking left, and the storm is coming right into us, right? The buffaloes are going to keep walking forward, but the cows are going to get scared. They're going to turn around and they're going to start running away from the storm, right? The buffaloes know you need to just keep moving forward, and you're going to weather that storm. Eventually, it's going to pass, right? But the cows, now we're running from it.
And the storm's
so the storm is now chasing behind us, and now we're going to be stuck in the storm longer. You're going to get tired. You're going to get winded. You're going to get beat down because you're trying to run away from it. Where if you just walked into the storm head on and you just kept moving forward, it's going to be shorter. You're going to weather it, and you're going to get through it. And I think that's something that translates into a lot of us, right? As we try to deflect the feelings, we try to bottle the emotions, we try to act like, oh, I'm okay,
everything's
I'm okay. Versus like, let's just be vulnerable and let's talk about it and let's just get through it. And it's like it's
so powerful, dude.
It's so powerful,
dude. I mean, if you just think about that, like you just run away, it's everything's gonna catch up.
Everything's gonna catch up to you.
You have to weather and go through that storm, man. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. So no, I it's funny. One of my my old coaches from Whitewater sent me that video literally 3 weeks ago, and I've heard that before, but I was like, wow, it's just perfect timing that you brought that up. I think
it's so
that's
heavy.
Awesome. It's so heavy, man. It is so heavy. It kind of leads me to another question that I have for you. So, over these last 2 years, outside of the gym and making connections and relationships with people, what's one other thing that you've worked on to better yourself every single day?
Oh, he's got good questions.
That's a good one.
The one thing, man, I would say being more open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, like, kind of how you were saying, we tend to shut off. I have an issue with isolating myself.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't let that happen.
Like, no, dude.
Yeah.
And a lot of people
for
actually,
sure.
and one tattoo I actually want to get, it's the quote goes, it's those who care about you the most can hear you when you're quiet. And in that moment, I feel like, you, my family, they wouldn't leave me alone, right? And at that point, it's like I found being open and being kind of like in a vulnerable state is better than dealing with it by myself, because there's people out there that care about you, right? So I'd say being more open with people that actually give a shit and care about me. I think that's something that I've really worked on, and it's something I've struggled with a lot, but it's something that I'm trying to, I talk to my parents about it, and I'm trying to be more open about it, because I know they worry about me all the time. But
as parents always do.
Of course they are, man. I mean, because they love you and care for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. So that I'd say that's actually that's the first thing that comes to mind is just being more open, and not trying to isolate myself all the time, because like you said, it never works out. So
no,
I think that's a very good question. I think we should all answer it.
We should.
Yeah. I think we should all answer it. I think something that I've been trying to work on is communicating my feelings more. Just being more open about like my feelings, like what's going on.
Yeah. I love that.
Which I think is something that's really hard, is because I think as men especially, right, we always try to just be like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. Everything's all good, right?
Yeah.
Versus like communicating, be like, yo, actually, like right now, like I'm actually not all right.
Yeah.
Like, if I follow up to that, is it more like communicating like with someone, or is it writing down in a journal? Like what's
communicating with other people?
So like verbally communicating.
Verbally
with people.
communicating to like those that are close to me.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But kind of like what he said, bro. Like, and I know like you guys would be able to tell, because like if I'm quiet, you know something's up.
Absolutely.
If I'm quiet, bro, you know something's up.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. No, which I love that for you. I love it for everyone, because I think that is important. I think communication is key, and that's something I'm working on right now. And another thing I'm really trying to work on is putting down my phone more and being present, and just not allowing the outside noise of work just to bother impact either friendships or relationships that I have, because it's tricky. It's hard, and it's just slowing down. You know what I mean? So those are a couple of things that I'm working on, and being intentional with it every single day. That's what I'm focusing on every day. And sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? So.
And the one thing I can add to that is you'd be surprised on how many people are going through the same shit.
Oh, dude, 100%.
There's like everybody at the time. I always thought I was alone in this situation, but there's so many people that are going through the same shit and are going through the same storm, going through. Everybody's got something that they're going through, right?
100%.
And you can relate to a lot of people, is what I'm starting to realize. So
yeah, but just not keeping to yourself.
And
right, like just sharing your story, right? And I think some people, sure, I think it's a timing thing for when we meet people and when we share those stories, because like you said, people are going through some stuff without realizing that. And I think that the more we share and the more vulnerable we can be, you don't know whose story this is going to impact, right? You don't know if you go meet someone out at the gas station or go say hi to Sally over at the diner, like just being who you are. You don't know how much you're going to impact.
A simple hi, right?
A simple hi.
Yeah,
it's something that we always talk about, right? Like, this might be a little dramatic, but it's like you never know that one interaction that you have with the cashier at Target, the cashier at Trader Joe's, like they might be like on the fucking brink of doing something crazy.
Yeah.
You never know what your interaction can do for somebody.
I got a perfect story. This is perfect story here. This is probably, I don't know, it was a month and a half ago. Literally, I was talking to Jeffrey on the phone. Not even kidding. I was talking on the phone, and I was at CVS picking up a water, and I said hi to the cashier, how are you doing? And she stopped me and she said, she said, thank you for acknowledging me. Because I think the person in front of me and the person in front of him didn't even say hi or anything to her. Just something as simple as just saying hi, how are you doing?
Yeah,
could change
Where she dramatically
an outcome.
literally. Like I
know, bro.
you know, it's just crazy. So yes, those small little steps that we take every day and just being
better people.
It's free to be nice, bro.
Yeah, it is. Doesn't cost anything.
Doesn't cost anything, bro.
It is
but
ridiculous.
it means the world to people.
And I'm sure that interaction with you, like, I mean, it's obviously stuck with you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and it'll probably stick with you for a while, you know? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I try to say hi to everyone that I can. And I know Christina loves when I say hi to everybody. I say that with a lot of sarcasm, but no, I try to, I just try to say hi, just try to be nice, because you really don't know. But on top of that too, if you think about the flip side, it's free, it doesn't cost anything. But if you have a hard time with communicating with people and talking to people, that's a really good step to take to feel more comfortable communicating with people. It's something like so subtle and so simple.
Yeah.
It's like what I sent you on Instagram, bro. Easy ways to start a conversation with somebody.
Easy.
Yeah.
Just being able to talk to anybody. Like, it's a skill that a lot of people don't have.
Dude, that's a hard skill. Like,
it is.
You're good at that. My buddy Justin from Whitewater is really good at that. Like, you could put him up in northern Wisconsin in the middle of nowhere, and he'll be best friends with everybody.
I'll make friends with somebody.
I'm not kidding. Like, literally, like, that's a hard skill to master.
It is.
But if you do it every single day, just make it a priority to say hi to two to three people a day. Have a conversation. How you doing? Like, just spark up a conversation.
Our careers help with that, because I'm in sales, bro. So I'm talking to 40, 50 people a day.
Same. I mean, but like, it does make it easier. But those of you who are not in sales, that's a good tidbit.
It's a good thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Start talking to the cashier at Target, or just somebody cool at the gym or whatever.
Yeah, give a compliment.
Yeah,
that I think is
the compliment's
really
a huge thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a sincere one, though.
Yes. But like do it without receiving anything back.
Yeah,
exactly. Like there's this guy. I'll have to pull him up. He's on Instagram. I follow him. He is a big introvert, but his whole page, he's got like 800,000 followers. He goes out in public and just compliments and says hi to people.
Yep.
He hates doing it.
I love it.
He hates it, but he's spreading the positivity.
Spreading the love.
Exactly, man. It's amazing. So I'll look him up and send it to you guys, because you guys probably have seen him.
But I've seen stuff like that, yeah. I probably know what you're talking about.
It's just awesome, man.
It is.
It's just awesome, man. So
I love going up to just like a random guy at the gym and be like, yo, I see you in here working. Like, I'm proud of you. And
he does it.
And then just walk away.
Dude, it's the best.
Yeah.
No,
just walk away.
Literally the best, dude.
And they're just sitting there like,
what the hell?
Huh?
Yeah, what is going on?
It's almost weird, right?
It's almost weird.
People
Like,
don't
yo, I'm
interact
proud
like
of you,
that
bro.
no more.
Keep going.
Yeah, literally, just keep going. But no, dude, I kind of get to like back on track a little bit about what we were talking about some of the challenges in some relationships. How are you doing with everything that you've been through the last couple years? Has there been any, like, how are you just doing overall? Like, do you feel like you're in a good spot right now? Do you feel
I would say I'm in a good spot. I feel like what really kind of put the dagger in my back was when she came back and did the whole thing again. So I think when people show you your true colors, don't go back, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day. But I would say I'm doing a lot better. I'm definitely, even my parents, they say I have a different, like I'm more confident.
Different aura.
Mm-hmm.
Aura, yeah. I think that's a good word.
That's a big word.
And I'm starting to dissociate myself from her, which is really good. It's been a long process. Some people, like, I mean,
takes
it thinks some people take a month. Me, it's taken a long time, but it's been it carves me into the man I am today, right?
Yeah.
I'd be boring if I didn't have this, right? If I'm not scarred, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't go through something like this, now I'm in my next relationship, I'm going to be more nurturing, more understanding, sympathetic, and then I can give love to the person that actually wants it and cares for it, So
that's deep.
It's definitely, I'm definitely in a better spot than what I have been. And I've the second time around, it's like I've been through it, so I can go about it. And I got people that love me, and that care for me, and which I didn't have or I didn't realize when it first happened. So it helps a lot more. And anyone going through this, there are people out there that definitely do love and care for you, and you need to
lean on them.
Yeah. Which I didn't do for a while until, I realized that's the best way to go about it.
I feel like that's one of the biggest things I've learned in the last, 5 years. It's like you don't have to go through things by yourself.
Yeah.
No, You know?
No, for sure.
You know.
Well, they talk about it, and I'm gonna botch this for sure. But if you wanna go by yourself, like you can. But if you wanna go far in life, go with a team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So something along the lines of that. I forgot the first part.
It was
of
like if you want to go like fast or something.
Yeah, if you wanna go
like,
fast,
do
go
it by
alone. If you
yourself,
wanna go
but
far,
if you
go
wanna
with
farther,
someone.
do it with a
That's what it is.
team.
Yeah. And when I really heard that, I was like, wow, that's powerful because we can accomplish things so much quicker just going it by ourselves. But you'll burn out. You maybe make some mistakes, cut some corners.
Yeah.
And if you go with either another team member or someone else,
And you push each other.
and you push each
keep
other,
going.
That's a big thing too.
It's
Right.
the motivation and pushing it.
Totally. Like
Right.
you'll do it the right way organically, and things will just naturally happen along that course of journey that you're on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That was probably one of the first things that I told you when you kind of opened up with like everything that was going on. I was like, regardless of wherever your life is going to take you, bro, like you don't have to do anything alone.
mm-hmm. It's true.
You know?
It's true.
And when he told me that, like at the time, I was like, "What is this guy talking about?" But then he proves it. Like this guy, he
you
proves
don't have to do anything alone.
Yeah,
bro.
his words speak, or his actions speak louder than his words
Yeah.
for sure.
No, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
100%. Which and that's why I'm glad like we're having this discussion because I think it's
Yeah,
cool. It's
good.
cool to dive in and see like different perspectives.
Yeah.
Always good to hear about like one thing we never talked about this, but I love bringing on guests. Maybe we've talked off camera, but I love hearing the stories of how people get connected.
Yeah.
Like it's like this it's like a web and kind of piecing the web together. How'd you guys get connected? You know what I mean?
It's the gym, bro. It was big.
It's so cool though. I think it's just amazing, just that community, and that's something that we're all about, bettering ourselves, going to the gym, that mental fortitude that we always talk about. But it's cool to be on that journey with other people too.
Yeah.
Because there's days where we do the podcast, like either he's down and I lift him up, or vice versa. It's happened all the time. We've talked about it. Like there's been times
like,
where
you're gonna have to carry me.
I need you. Like I'm hungover or whatever it is, and that's obviously
so hung.
But like that's a choice I made, right? But at the end of the day, it's like that's what what friendship and brotherhood is for, right?
Yeah.
So having those, because if I were to do it by myself, probably wouldn't have recorded an episode. Let's be real.
Yeah. I ask you a question? Could you guys see yourself doing this podcast without each other?
No.
No, there's no chance.
Right.
There's no way.
I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else.
No way. No, I feel we bring a different dynamic, and our friendship over the last 17, 18 plus years it's just different.
Yeah.
Because we've known each other, and then kind of do our thing. Like we always stayed in touch throughout college, and then he moved down south. Still stayed in touch.
Yeah.
And then he moved back, and actually at that time we were talking about doing a podcast because he was doing. I think you got into that phase a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then that went that went a different direction, and then he moved back, and it's like, yo,
The time's perfect.
Talked about this. Let's just do it. And we had no freaking clue what we were
What are you
doing.
Yeah.
Steve Smith, baby.
Steve Smith, baby, the man.
Wherever that light is that we're not
Where's the
using
light
right
over there in
now.
the corner, baby? Steve Smith is the man, dude, who hooked it up.
We just bought all the stuff, and we're like, fuck it. Well, now we have to do it. We just spent all this money on all this stuff.
Let's go. Yeah. And here we are. So
over a year later.
The short answer is no. I genuinely couldn't see doing this with anyone else, nor would I want to.
And that goes back to your point of doing things together with as a group, right? And not by yourself.
Right.
Because you guys went so far with this shit, You guys should be
so
proud.
Much farther to go, man.
Yeah, there is.
The hardest step on any journey is the first step, and it's like, especially with something like this, it's just like just doing it.
Yeah. No, 100%, dude. And the cool thing along that is like we get to kind of expand our team. Right now it's us three with Tina behind
shout
the
out to
scenes.
Tina too,
yeah,
bro.
big shout out to Tina.
She's
man.
been there from day one
She's
too.
Literally been there since day one.
Literally.
And we talked about bringing on another guy, right? Kind of to be like the manager type of player for our podcast.
Production manager.
Thank you, production manager. So it's cool just along that journey, like just things kind of naturally expand.
And it's all organic.
Without realizing. That's the biggest thing.
It's all organic.
Like that's just what it is. Like I want that type of friendship and relationships.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but like when you go on Instagram and you see people who have all these like thousands and thousands of followers, and some people do it organically, which I think is respect. But like I've seen it enough that I know who people who buy followers.
Yeah.
And like I understand.
And they buy the blue check.
And they buy the blue check, and that's sure, and that's fine. Like you got to do what you got to do, but at the same time, it's a great question. Do you another perspective there?
What are you doing it for?
Right. But like it just goes back to the principles of doing things over the right way.
Yeah.
If you're gonna cheat growing your page, you're gonna cheat other ways in life.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna want to get into business with someone that does that.
It's crazy what people do to get a certain, especially nowadays,
to try to reach a certain status.
Yeah.
So quickly.
I'm just gonna go on Love Island, bro. And that's it.
Yeah. And you'll be good.
I'm serious.
3,000 in chat.
Dude,
I'm gonna audition.
you should. I mean, I would fully support
Perfect
that.
match, 2 out to handle. If you saw me on Netflix, how crazy would
You
that
can't
Bro,
go
that would
or
actually
like Love
be.
is Blind even, bro.
Love is
You
Blind.
can get married the next day.
Yeah.
Whoa. That would be sick.
Yeah.
I was in Nashville, like not to like completely take like a
Yeah.
left turn, but like I was with a bunch of people that I work with, and there was like a bunch of girls, and they were like, low key, like you should audition for Love Island,
You should do it.
U.S.
Dude. You really should do that.
Because there was a guy that's in the same industry that I'm in, like aesthetic medical sales for a different company out in Texas that did it.
Really?
Yeah.
So he auditioned and did he go on?
And he went on. I think
Hell
he was
yeah.
on like Love Island season 5 or 6.
Uh-huh.
I was like, fuck it.
Dang. What did you ask him some questions about it at all? Did you guys?
No, he was with a different company, but they showed me him.
I see.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we're not gonna give any free plugs, but
Yeah. No, for sure.
yeah.
For
So
sure.
you never know, bro.
You who knows, Lucas?
Could happen.
Maybe we'll see him on the next season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
season
have
7.
3,000 in chat.
3,000 in the chat after Love Island.
Yeah, right. That'd be
No,
awesome.
for real
man.
though, man. It's just
That's crazy though. That's crazy. But no, dude, I think I just want. I mean, I'm first of all, I'm proud of you, man,
for coming on here out of his comfort zone.
I also wanted to say too that as a last thing here, work on getting out of your comfort zone for sure. Because I'd say 2 years ago, I'd be like, dude, I got to go to my parents. I'd make up a lie and be like, no, I can't be here. But I was like, because I'm very introverted, and I think a lot of people are extrovert, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm very introverted, so I don't get on mics and talk about my life. But
you should, bro, because people
get out of
hear
your
about it.
and people can relate. So it's,
Yeah.
I think getting out of your comfort zone is definitely something that he's been helping me a lot with. My family has too. So
Yeah,
But more importantly, you are too, because
you-
you're
yes,
taking
you-
the steps and doing
you
it.
want to take
Yeah.
the initiative and you want to do it.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of people supporting you, but end of the day, you're the one taking the steps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, for yourself, having support all around too. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
It's
Grab the
amazing.
microphone and talk, bro. That's
Yeah,
it.
dude,
It's
that's
like a therapy session.
Grab the
sometimes.
microphone to talk.
Dude,
Getting out here, it's
honestly,
like a
dude,
therapy session.
it is.
Some of the
It
times
really
we've had-
was. Yeah.
We've had to just like vent and just talk.
Had to do it, bro. We've all been there. We've
Yeah.
all
The
been
one
there,
after
man.
the one after the big race, that was like a vent session, bro. It was fucked up.
Wow. I remember Kepi said he apologized after. I'm like, bro, don't apologize, man. You need a lot in your mind.
I talked for
You
like
gotta
40 minutes
dude,
straight, bro, after the race of
he
like
just went.
everything that I went through last year and like how
Dude, I
much I
love
needed
that.
that race and all that.
Yeah.
Plug the podcast right now. I want to watch it.
It was Jeffrey's big race or something.
It was literally
Jeffrey did
Jeffrey's big race. I'll pull it up after. I forgot the episode number, but I'll find it quick and send it to you.
Yeah.
It was in October.
It was awesome. It was
Almost
a great
year
episode.
ago, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
nuts, dude.
crazy, man.
Nuts, dude. But no, so we appreciate you, bro, for just hopping on here. I know it was like
Appreciate you
kind of
guys.
like a last minute thing, and maybe
He was at the Hergage Bash.
I know. We got big time Hergage Bash, dude.
Mhm.
that was a great time, dude.
That was a great time.
That was an
bro.
awesome
fun.
time.
That was fun. I'm
Hergage
so happy
Bash.
you came, bro.
I'm so happy you came too, dude. When he called me, I was like, dude, 1,000%.
We made so many
No,
Lucas
I
Lucas,
is
appreciate you guys,
Yeah.
man.
You're
You want
always
to know,
welcome.
honestly, though, I think the number one reason why I met you, bro, was because somebody had to teach you how to fucking season a steak.
At the end of the day,
Somebody had to teach him how to season a fucking steak.
Was
bro.
he
Yo,
even
bet-
seasoning it, or what was he doing?
Adobo seasoning, and that's it.
is that
Pulling
devious?
a gray steak out of the fridge. I was like, bro, never.
Wait, well, did you season it and then just toss it on the?
Yeah.
He didn't even let it rest.
Oh shit. Yo, I'll just say
He thought
that
I was Gordon Ramsay after I made a fucking ribeye for him, dude.
He's made the best steak I've ever had in my life.
Dude, I trust me.
Longhorn,
already
I don't
know.
give a shit. His is like the best.
He
I've
came
ever
over.
had.
Remember the burgers too that we made?
Yeah, that was.
I
fire.
had still have the video of him taking
Oh
a
my
bite of
God.
the burger.
Dude, it's insane.
Somebody had to teach him how to season some shit right.
Yeah.
Because the adobo and the onion powder, bro, was like, leave that at like age 21. We're almost 30, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
What are we doing? What are we
let
doing?
that steak rest.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think I use onion powder, but I use adobo. for
Garlic
sure.
powder and adobo on a gray steak.
I mean, it's.
I was
Yo,
like, bro,
it's-
respectfully, I'm not eating that.
Yeah. No.
At least I let it rest now. I still put adobo on it.
Hey, listen. At
Wow.
the end of the day, bro, as long as you like it and you're happy, that's all that
Yeah,
matters.
that's all
But
that
like now
matters.
that you've seen, right, you've opened the door and you've seen that there's
Other side.
better out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Actually, what I might start hitting Aldi. You've been telling me for so long.
Check it out. Is there one close over here?
Yeah, there's one in Oswego.
Dude, you gotta go to Aldi. It's the spot. It's the spot.
What makes it the spot?
They haven't raised their prices. Bro.
Yeah, I mean, their prices are. I mean, you're not gonna find better prices out there. For
I saw this one dude that did something on Instagram, and he had like a grocery haul, and the total was like $119. I
was gonna say, yep.
About like ribeye steaks, 3 dozen eggs, a shit ton of fruit, and all this other stuff.
Go anywhere else, it's probably double the price.
Yeah, we're buying 5 things. It's already up to $70.
Yeah, it's like, how's that crazy? Like, I got a
crazy.
ribeye steak,
yeah, it's crazy.
salt and pepper,
maybe
like a 6-pack of Essentia waters, and he's like, yo, it's $148.
The hell?
It's a funny story when he moved in here. He's like Lucas, go check the fridge. I got it's packed. Go in there. He's got like two waters and like 2 electrolytes. Like
like, yo, fridge is packed. Whatever you want, bro. And there's like 3 little fucking Essentia bottles and some Gatorade.
Like,
I was like, bro, if you're thirsty, like the fridge is packed.
I got you. He's like, it's
whatever
packed.
you need.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yo, one quick thing though is like when I moved in here, bro, like I fucking called this dude every day for like 2 weeks, and I was like, bro, I need help, like hanging the fucking curtains or like bringing all this kind of that.
Yeah.
And he came every fucking day, like damn near almost every day, bro, helping me. Respect.
I got you, bro.
I love that, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
AAA movers, leave that in here, bro.
Yeah.
They stole my fucking shoes, bro.
I remember that.
Don't bleep that out.
No, we're not bleeping shit out.
Leave that in, bro. Fuck that.
Tina, leave it in.
Leave it in, bro. Fuck that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was.
They definitely tried to steal my shit.
Yeah, that was.
And they did steal some of my shit.
Did they?
Yes.
Your shoes?
Yes.
Did
some
you?
Of my shoes.
Did you ever get them back?
No.
I think the only one. Well, the one you have missing is like your barbell Converses.
There was the barbed wire Converse, but then there were some other ones that I have too. Yeah.
So stupid.
It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. It sucks. People are shitty people.
Yeah.
Shitty companies.
But here you are, bro. Fucking
here we are, right? It doesn't really matter.
Home, yeah.
Yeah.
He helped me get that dining room table too. Dude doesn't ask any questions. I was like, yeah, I need your help.
Yeah, all right.
All right, cool.
Give me the address.
You better start asking questions.
You got to start asking questions.
Next thing you know, you're going out in the woods.
Next thing you know,
you're not coming back.
You're picking that guy's
fucking
dog
standing
shit.
in the middle of the woods like,
yeah.
yo, Luke.
Yo, I need help, bro.
I
messed up, my boy.
Come down here.
I messed up.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I fucked
man.
up.
Yeah, no.
So
he helped me build that too.
Wow. Dude.
No crafty work.
Look at this guy.
Crafty work.
Crafty
Wow.
work.
Is he
You
moving
see that
in or
picture
what?
frame?
Yeah.
Yo, actually on that couch, Sticky Relationships is one of those photos.
Yeah, the top right one.
The top right.
That's crazy.
The Joey D episode is one of my favorite.
Yep.
That was the old logo, snowboarding, and then that was Halloween. That was literally the day that I cut off the mullet too, bro.
Yeah, it was the day.
I remember
you
you had the
short.
mullet when we met too.
You were short that day. I forgot. Short
you
hair.
came in, you're like, yo, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I needed a change.
Oh,
no, but that's good. That's
Yeah,
good, man.
that's
This
awesome,
is a
man.
good episode.
Yeah, this is a great episode. Lucas, bro, we really appreciate you, man, hopping
I
on.
appreciate
Stepping
you
out of your
guys.
comfort zone.
Yeah.
Giving us some knowledge and some nuggets, bro. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that on a Monday.
On a Monday.
I forgot
Yeah.
today's Monday. I thought it was Sunday.
It is Monday.
Forgot.
After a
Labor Day.
much needed chill weekend,
Yeah.
finally,
Yes.
Yeah.
been able to recuperate a
Good.
little bit, hang out,
Chill.
chill,
Good.
get ready to crush the week.
Yeah.
We got 2 demos tomorrow, 1 on Wednesday.
Big week. Big week. Let's lock in,
week.
baby.
Let's lock the fuck in.
Let's go. Let's go.
Listen, guys, as you know, thank you so much for the continuous love and support on every single episode. We really appreciate it. As you guys know, again, new episodes every single Tuesday. Thank you so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. We'll catch you on the next one. We love you.
Love you guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Let's go.